everybody. It's Pam with Perfectly Holistic. Happy Thursday. How is your day going? If you are here for our live Q&A, welcome. It is so great to be back with you. And hey, I want to say shout out to some people. Hey, DQ, how are you? We need to get together again and do some collab. Maybe some tarot cards. What do you think? Hi, Laura Lee. I'm going to come over here. So if you guys are watching on Facebook or YouTube, be sure and drop me a little note here. Say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. And I'm sure that the little kittens who are down here running around are probably going to make a cameo appearance today too. So if you haven't met Skylar or Breeze, you're in for a treat. Yeah. Okay. So DQ, reach out to me. Let's see if we can get some on the books. Oh my God, it's only Wednesday. Okay, so thank you for, okay, I'm a day early. A day early. See, I'm so used to doing this on Thursdays, but tomorrow night we have a really cool event with Allie Phillips, and we're going to talk about cats and crystals. So that is where I'm confused. So tomorrow night at 5:30, join us live. So happy Wednesday. So it is officially hump day. And it's been a very long week, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who's having a little brain cramp. And I'm getting a little distracted because Breeze is down here at my feet. So, hi there, David and Walker. How are you? It's so fun to be back with you guys. And then, oh my gosh, all these people, I see your handles and I just don't know. I don't know your names. Sorry. Oh, here comes somebody. And let's see who's here to say hi. Oh, this is Skylar. Say Skylar. Say hi. Say hi, everybody. This is Skylar. This is one of my little girls. She's the runt. She's getting so big though. She's still so tiny. I know it's kind of hard to tell on the screen, but yeah, it's, oh my gosh, she's so fun. And Breeze is down here playing on the floor with a cat toy. Imagine that. So, okay, we are hopping on live today to answer your questions. But before I get started, I also, whoops, bless you. I also wanted to just tell you guys, you have those really cool moments like, aha, if you haven't checked out Dr. Katie Woodley's leaky gut video that she posted last week, you've got to do it because it is awesome. And I was taking notes. I learned so much from it that I'm already using. So it's incredible. So if you suspect your cat is dealing with a leaky gut issue, i.e. allergies, over grooming, scratching, vomiting, diarrhea, history of gut issues, you've got to check out her leaky gut video on Facebook and YouTube. It's easier probably to find it on YouTube. But anyway, just go watch it. You will truly, I think it will be very helpful for a lot of people. Maybe have a few light bulb moments. So what it is we're going to do today is answer your questions. So do you guys have any questions you want to ask about, cat behavior, emotions? Do you need some tips for anything physical going on? How can I support you today? And oh my God, they're just running around my feet. You should see my feet. I've got scratches because they like to play on my ankles. It's really fun. I forgot how fun kittens can be. So anyway, I also wanted to know, what are y'all's wins? Like, some of you are just going through your own journeys, and I get that, but it's always great to celebrate the wins that we have, maybe an aha moment, maybe success with something new you're trying. So the more we share, we can help others with our journeys. So if you have a particular win that you would like to talk about or share with us, by all means, I would love to know so that I can celebrate with you. And Laura Lee, yes, I'm so excited about tomorrow. I know it's going to be a really cool event. Allie Phillips she's an amazing lady. She's got an interesting background and story, but she's going to share with us all about using crystals with cats. And so I'm excited because that is not something I've done a lot of, even though I have a very small collection of crystals, and I'm starting to implement and suggest these for specific support, like root chakra, sacral chakra, just colors, crystal energy, and how those can be very, very healing. So you've got to tune in tomorrow at 5:30 and we will learn all about how to use them with our cats. Okay, so we have a great question. So Sandy says, hi, Sandy Cat. She says, my 19-year-old needs to be brushed because she is shedding so bad. She hates it. I worry it hurts her. I would go back a little deeper, Sandy, and ask yourself, why is your cat shedding so much? Because that's not normal to be blowing their coat, all the time, although it is really, really hot in some areas of the country. But even then, there is a certain level of shedding that's normal, and there's a certain level that's like no over the top. So I would look into making sure that thyroid health is good. If you haven't done a thyroid panel lately with your vet, you may want to look into why, because sometimes hair loss, fur loss can be linked to thyroid issues. It can also be diet related. So if we're feeding a species appropriate, at the very minimum, a wet diet for cats that is high in moisture and meat, you will have so much more nutrient absorption for them, especially if you're feeding a raw diet or gently cooked foods, things like that are like minimally processed. Their bodies just absorb that food and that nutrition and all those nutrients so much better. And it can truly help with their skin, their coat. The other thing you might want to consider looking at is adding an omega-3 of some kind. Maybe she's just not getting enough omega-3s as well. But there could be many, many reasons why a cat is really shedding a lot. So there's also different types of grooming tools that you can use. For example, I know that there's wire brushes, and some cats find that just really their skin is too sensitive, maybe especially for older cats. But there's like those grooming gloves. I don't know if you've tried those. That are just a little bit more gentle. And so maybe just experimenting with different types of grooming brushes or tools, because they're not all the same. I know I have two different kinds. I have a Kong, which is like a hard rubber, but it's flexible, kind of bendable, and it was made for a cat. And it doesn't have all of the fine needle like bristles, if that makes sense. But the gloves are nice because, they just feel like they're getting pet. So maybe something to explore. So yeah, try the gloves and see if that helps. The other thing you can do is kind of distract her. So if you have a favorite treat that she likes, like maybe a Gerber baby food or one of those squeeze up purees or some kind of freeze dried treat of some kind, then if you offer that and kind of distract her while you're trying to brush her, that may also get you a little bit more success. Distraction is always great. We have to bribe sometimes, right? So, okay, I'm going to go through some questions here. Laura Lee says, could stress cause a cat's black whiskers to turn white? That's a very good question, because it does that for humans. I don't know how many gray hairs you've counted lately, but I have a few. I don't think it's all stress related, though, honestly. It's certainly possible, especially if it's a young cat. How old is the kitty? I mean, if it's a senior cat, sometimes that obviously makes sense because aging and hormones and things like that. But that's a really good question. Black whiskers to turn white. There could also be like is it melatonin? No, that's not melanin. It's the melanin. That's what I'm thinking. It's the pigment in the fur that can change. So you may want to do some research online about melanin and pigment and changes of color in cats and see what comes up in a Google search, because that's what I would have to do, honestly, to learn more about that specific condition. Let me see. Okay, yeah, Sandy Good. Try that and just see if that, we have to be creative with cats. It's, I had a vet tell me one time, it has to be their idea. And he's right. It does, because they're very opinionated about what they like and what they don't like, and what they tolerate and what they won't tolerate. And I will give you guys a personal story. I have used pine pellet litter for years now. And for Aylin, all of her life that I've had her, she has been on pine pellet litter. And then all of a sudden, one day, she stopped pooping in it. She would still pee in it, but she would poop somewhere else. And I just tried to figure out what was going on. So after changing litter box locations and changing litters and trying different things, it was the litter that she didn't tolerate anymore. So, they can have an opinion about something, or they can just kind of go along with it even though they really don't like it, and we just assume that their compliance is agreement, and sometimes that is not necessarily the case. So I had to switch her to another litter, and now she's doing everything in the litter box. So go imagine that. And I did move it to a different location as well, because she didn't like it being in one of the spots it was in. So obviously we have multiple litter boxes in this house with now 4 cats. So sometimes you just have to be creative, and you have to give them a choice, right? So I'm currently using the brand that I carry in my shop, the Next Gen Pet Pine. It's pine, it's Hinoki wood. I think it's Hinoki wood. Um, and it's a combo. They have a formula that's like a good transition. That's, it's like they call it, it's a blend. What do they call it? What's the word? It's a hybrid between the crushed wood pellet and clay. So it's like a fine sand. And I think she just likes it better on her feet. So go figure. I have a very prissy prima donna cat who doesn't like stepping on pellets. So I don't know if anybody out there can relate to that, but that was my experience. Okay, Laura Lee, back to your question. So Zazzles has 3 whiskers turned white since January. He's lost 2 of them. Hemingway now has 1 whisker starting to turn white. Zazzle is 5 and Hemingway is 6. Well, they're not old, so it could be genetic. It could be stress. Like, hello, you have quite a few cats in your clouder over there. So with all of the personalities interacting and all of that, so it's very possible it could just be stress related. So yeah, I would do some digging online and see if you can find anything else related to melanin changes in cat whiskers, um, and potential causes of that. That's what I would do. That would be very interesting to know. Um, and I do know that they do tend to fall out and regrow and all of that. So it's hard to say for sure. Um, Girls, oh, now they're settling down. One's in the big ass cat bed. I don't know where she's curled up asleep on the floor. So yeah. So, okay, so David has a great question. What is humic acid and how does it help the gut? What are signs that it is working and how long does it take to see benefits? Humic acid is a soil-based product that acts as a binder. It seals the intestinal lining in the gut. So in a healthy intestinal lining, we have tight junctions that prevent microbes and organisms and proteins and toxins crossing through that one cell layer barrier into the bloodstream. They're endothelial cells. And when toxins and stress, heavy metals, vaccines, flea meds, drugs, medications, whatever, what have you, that acts as a toxin in the body, it can start to damage those tight junctions and they start to open up. And so what happens is you get things passing through into the bloodstream that should not be there, and the body creates an immune response. So humic and fulvic acid are awesome because they go in and they reseal those tight junctions. So it restores the integrity of the intestinal lining. There's just so much research now. Dr. Zach Bush, is really doing a lot of research onto this. So I love his ion and his ion gut support for pets. And he also makes it for people. But yeah, that's what it's used for. I mean, typically, I don't know exactly how long that it takes for that to heal, but if you, I mean, it could be days, it could be weeks. But if you think about it, if your cat has been imbalanced for a long time or having specific health challenges for a long time, that healing process is going to take a long time as well. And we're constantly bombarded with toxins in our everyday environment, in our home, air, materials in our homes, flooring, carpets, furniture, what have you, right? Toxins in food and all of that. So we're constantly being bombarded with toxins that get into our body. And so it's good to just use it kind of on a maintenance basis or pulsing if your cat is doing great. So it's just one of those tools in your toolkit that after you get past the healing process, maybe it's just maintenance every, week, once a week, once a month, type of once a week for a month, during a month, like take a week period out of a month and just reintroduce stuff, just like you would to support the liver and all the other organs. It takes time to heal. So in depending on the situations, like whatever symptoms that you're dealing with, if it's digestion issues, if it's immune system issues, once you address the root cause of those issues, the symptoms should start to dissipate. And then the humic fulvic acid products just come behind that and reinforce and support. So you may not notice like specific symptoms like going away, but the most important thing is that you specifically address the root cause of the issue that causes symptoms. And so sometimes we have to do a little bit more research and digging to figure those details out. Does that help answer your question a little bit? I know that was a long answer. So Laura Lee says, I use Dr. Bale's One Source Litter. It is made from the yucca plant, which I learned it is actually very beneficial plant herb for them. Yes. So if that should happen, if they should happen to ingest it, no worries. Yes, that's true. I haven't tried that litter yet. I heard it was kind of dusty. Does it track? It was one of those. Maybe it was super dusty. I can't remember. But yeah, you know what? I tell people all the time, the best kind of litter is one your cat will use. So let's, at some point you have to be realistic and practical because cats are opinionated. Okay, so let's look. I also wanted to just say hi to everyone who's joining. I see a lot of people hopping on, so thank you guys. So Heather says, Sandy Cat, have you tried a Zoom groom? My boy hates being brushed, but loves the Zoom groom and gets a lot of hair out of it. It gets a lot of hair out. I haven't heard of a Zoom groom, but yeah, definitely look that up. That's a great suggestion. Laura Lee says, some bags have been dusty, but not too bad. Doesn't track as mirror as much as clay. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Again, you have to figure out what your cat's like. I mean, we can have all the best intentions in the world, but if our cats don't like something, they're going to let you know about it sooner or later. Come here, Breeze. Come here. You want to say hi? Come here, baby. Oh, here we go. There she is. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. This is Breeze. Hi, baby. Is you going to say hi? She's been such a sweet girl. Oh my gosh, these girls are so sweet. Let's just take a nap. Yes? Oh, let's take a nap. Yes, good girl. So I know she's so sweet. They just love to be held and cuddled. What What cat mom doesn't want that? Oh my gosh. Or cat dad, just cuddle me and give me kisses all day. That's that's the most amazing part of being cat mom and a cat dad, right? So, okay. What else would you like to share, Miss Breeze? Hmm? She fetches. She's become a dog. So, and my other Tonkinese that I've had when they were kittens also fetched for a while, and then they stopped. It's really sad. It's like I wish they would just continue. It's so cute to see them play. I know, I can't handle their cuteness. I know, they're so sweet and they're so cute, right? Hey, sweet girl. Um, yeah. So, how did your 4th of July go? I can tell you in my home, we had a little bit of fireworks around here, and the two older cats were like fairly freaked out, and the kittens were a little curious. They heard the fireworks, but they didn't understand what it was, and they didn't get quite as nervous about it. But boy, Aylin and Gunner uh, had to do a little energy work on them this morning because they were still just a little out of sorts. So yeah, it can be so crazy, scary. What is it, girl? Do you guys have any favorite tips that you want to share on dealing with fireworks with your kids? Because definitely drop those in the chat because there will be more holidays that we have fireworks. So it's so sad to see them so afraid. They just don't understand where the noise is coming from. And I pull up emotions like unable to feel safe and phobia and survival instincts, and it's so sad. It's so sad. um so yeah, let's see what else we got over here. So David says he started Walker on Ion Gut Support. Yeah, Zach Bush, if you go to intelligenceofnature.com, that's Zach Bush's website, and he's got so many amazing articles on the science and the gut. He does a lot of gut health and a lot of research and using the soil and the humic acid to help restore balance in the body. So just a great resource if you guys haven't looked into his stuff before. Yep. So sweet girl. So is there anybody else that has a question? Any thoughts? What you thinking, baby girl? She's got a full belly. She and Skylar are eating me out of house and home. Oh my gosh, I forgot how much kittens eat. But they're on raw food, which is great. And so at least I feel good about it, even though I'm having to feed them a lot. Laura Lee said we had fireworks on both sides of us. Our older cats slept through them the screen porch. What? Two younger cats were not freaked out, were curious, interesting. Cat calms, herb gardens, and crystals. Yep. Yep, I know. It's crazy. So, yep. Let me think if there was anything else I wanted to just throw out there before I forgot. Next week, in case you want to have a little fun, Nina and I are back for intuitive card readings, and it's going to be next Thursday night, I think at 5:30. So we're going to be drawing cards and see what the universe has for guidance for pet parents. So if you're not on our email list, be sure to sign up on our email list so that you can get the notifications for the links to sign up for the intuitive card readings and all of our events that you have to sign up for to be drawn, to be selected, to be read or anything like that. So be sure to look for that. I think it's going to go out on Saturday morning, so you can start submitting entries for that event next Thursday. Let's see if there was anything else I wanted to share with you guys. I'm going to be putting together a program, and details are still kind of up in the air, but it will be around intuition and muscle testing and holistic health. So be watching for that to come out probably within the next couple of months. So I may be seeking some input and what you guys are looking for and help wise in those areas. So be watching for notifications and emails and posts about that. Let's see. Does anybody else have any questions that we can help with? It can be behavior, it can be emotional, it can be physical challenges. You might want some suggestions for any kind of tips, because I am here to help if you guys have anything else you want to ask me about. David says, do you offer muscle testing class? I offer a muscle testing workshop. It is on demand online. If you just want a basic course, it's good, and it's through the shop under workshops. Yes. So Laura Lee said, I had to decrease Emmett's colloidal silver to once a day. After 3 weeks of twice a day, he started having diarrhea. Okay. Yeah, you know why? What I learned from Dr. Karen Becker about doing oral colloidal silver is that it is not discriminate against healthy. It doesn't discriminate between healthy or unhealthy gut flora. So when you take colloidal silver orally, it will kill off healthy gut flora just as well as bad. So that's why I'm very hesitant to recommend it orally anymore, for that very reason. If you did it for just a few days, fine. If you did it for weeks and weeks, not fine, in my estimation, based on what I've learned. So that's where I would look at something maybe like, depending on what your needs are, of course. If you're needing some type of a natural antibiotic, there is a homeopathic antibiotic called Symbio Knot Drops that works pretty well. So that might be something to consider. I think it's on the Ask Ariel website. So if you just Google Ask Ariel Symbio Knot Drops, you'll find it. Sandy says, are you going to CatCon? No, I'm not going to CatCon. I am going to be going to Super Zoo, which is that next weekend, and it's the next week, and I will be gone for 5 days. So I am not going to be able to fit in 2 trips that close back to back. Maybe another time, maybe another year, but not this year. Are you guys going? Because I know it's a great little conference for just cat fanatics. Everything cat. It's amazing. Okay, she said he is doing fine once a day. Vet wanted to keep him on it until his appointment this month. I'll let you know what he says. Okay, good. Yeah. You know, the other thing that you can, I'm not giving veterinary advice. I'm not getting medical advice, but if you wanted to try a homeopathic remedy for diarrhea, Nux vomica is one that you can look at, and as well as arsenicum. So something like that can also help with diarrhea symptoms. Just something to keep in mind. Let's see. Sandy says it's close. Oh, so you must be in is it Los Angeles or is it San Diego? I forget where that's located. But I think Laura Lee, are you going to CatCon this year? Yes, she is. She's going to CatCon. Good for you. Good for you. That's awesome. It's so fun. Yeah. I went to something similar in Denver about 4 years ago, and it was fun. It was really fun. So yeah. Anything else I can help you guys with today? So Laura Lee says, I have both of those remedies. Thought I was going to have to break them out, but once I stopped it twice a day, the diarrhea stopped. Okay, good. That's awesome. Okay, it's in Pasadena. Okay, so close to LA. Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah, it'll be fun. Y'all are going to have a great time. There's so much to see and so much good people watching, and of course, a lot of cats. So, cat people are in heaven when they go to places like or events like that for sure. What are you doing, Angel? What are you doing? Okay. Well, I guess we're going to wrap it up unless anybody else has any other questions that I can answer, give you some suggestions, general tips on anything. Um, it's always fun to connect with you guys. If you haven't signed up for our email list, you can go to our website at purrrfectlyholistic.com, purrrfectlyholistic.com, and just join our community. You'll get on our mailing list, so you get notification on anything that we have going on, and promotions through our shop and services and workshops and all that good stuff. Watch for a special announcement for this Friday. So there's going to be a flash sale. That's all I'm going to say. It's a flash sale one day. So get on the email list and you'll learn what that's all about for this Friday. And yeah, we have a lot of cool things coming up the rest of the summer, a lot of cool events. And DQ and I are going to get back together and we're going to do a cool thing. So this will be great. So yay, Sandy. Yeah, definitely sign up today for sure. And if just remember, we are here to support you. We have lots of resources. Our YouTube channel is full of videos. We have everything posted on our Facebook page. Of course, the new website that we launched last month, and it's so fun. So if we can support you somehow, if you have questions, feel free to reach out. Pam at Perfectly Holistic, and I guess we will call it a day. But I will see you guys tomorrow for Cats and Crystals. So y'all have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again for joining. Bye, y'all.